Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a super special custom project that I'm really excited to share with you guys. Over on Instagram, I've been working on a series of customs and I think it's time to add a new character to the lineup. Each character in the series was designed to have a different gothic influence to their fashion and a rainbow motif to their hair. So far, the series includes Rose, who has a sporty gothic theme, William, who's a little bit more hipster, Daisy, who has a dark academia vibe, and Violet. Violet was the first doll I made for this series, and at the time, I was going for an e-girl vibe. I think I may be revisiting her soon though. This series became a really fun way for me to challenge myself when making my custom dolls. These are the first dolls that I hand sewed all of the outfits for, and it's just so much fun coming up with new rainbow hair looks for them. Today, the group is getting a new character, and for this design, I chose lots of new techniques that I've never tried before, so I'm really excited to see how they turn out. The base for this project will be this Claudine doll from my stock box. I prepped this doll a really long time ago, but until recently, I've never really felt super inspired to work with Claudine's base, so it's finally time for this one to shine. I start by removing her wolf ears with my X-Acto knife. I really take my time whittling down the base to try and get the surface as even as I can. After her ears are removed, we can get started with the custom. I first seal her base with 2 layers of MSC, and then I start to sketch on her base features with a light brown watercolor pencil. When I'm happy with the general outline and the placement of all her features, I darken the colors on the same layer as much as I can before sealing again. I want this doll to have really loud neon colored makeup, so before I start working with color, I lay down a layer of white where I'll be adding her eyeliner and lipstick later. On the second layer, I keep darkening her colors by going over her brows and outline with my watercolor pencils. I switch to acrylic paints to make the white areas more opaque. Here's how she looks so far. I end up giving her another layer of sealant, and now it's time to add the colors. I'm using chalk pastels to create a rainbow gradient eyeshadow look. I'm avoiding the white liner because I want to use neon paints for that later. I also use my pencils to give her irises more details. It took another 2 layers before I was happy with the color payoff. Now it's time to switch to neon paints. I'm using some neon acrylics that I picked up at my local craft store. With a tiny detail brush, I go over the white liner and lips with neon blue. The white definitely helped make the color pop a little, but I still needed to apply 2 layers of blue to cover up any patchiness. Claudine's dark skin tone made the lighter yellow and green a little hard to see, so I decided to go over her lower liner in neon paints as well. She's looking good so far. Now I can add her lashes with black acrylic paints. I also paint on some tiny white cash lights in her eyes. Each doll in this series got a little different shaped beauty mark, and for this character, I thought it'd be really fun to use a lightning bolt for hers. Last step for the face up is to add lots of shimmer. I used my colored shimmer pigments to bring out her blush and eyeshadow and to highlight all of the high points of her face. I ended up really liking the way her lips looked matte, so I decided to apply gloss only to the waterline of her eyes. This doll is shaping up to have a loud personality, so let's give her an outfit to match. I'm reusing the turtleneck pattern from my Head in the Clouds repaint, which you can check out here. I'll be making a cropped version of the sweater top out of this cool black and white checkered fabric. I'm going for a festival goth theme with this character, and I had the perfect fabric to recreate this sheer romper to go with her top. For the pattern of the romper, I followed this tutorial by My Froggy Stuff, and I just made the legs longer. I'll leave a link to her video in the description box below. I definitely recommend that you check it out. Each doll in this series also gets a little monochromatic rainbow as part of their design, so I painted one on the front pocket of the romper before sewing it on. Now for accessories. I can't remember exactly which doll these sunglasses came from, but I trace around it to get the dimensions on a piece of white paper. On top of my tracing, I sketch out my idea for some lightning bolt design frames. I wanted to try making these sunglasses out of plastic packaging, so I created a second, more simple design just in case things didn't work out. I secured my paper sketches to my cutting mat with some masking tape, and then I secured a sheet of thick plastic I saved from doll packaging on top of my sketch. With a sharp X-Acto knife, I tried to follow my outline and cut the frames out of the plastic. This was so hard. Eventually I got these two frames. It only took a literal hour, but it looks really good. I chose this yellow iridescent fairy film to make the lenses. I start by attaching the film to my original sketch template and cut out the shape with my scissors. Much easier than cutting out the frames. I wasn't sure the best way to attach them to the frame, so I decided to do some more experimenting. For the basic frame, I'm using some extra strength PVA glue. I spread a thin layer all over the frame, and then I place the film on top and set it aside to dry. For the lightning bolt frame, I tried using 2-part resin. After 24 hours, here's how they looked. The PVA frame is still not dry, and in some spots where the glue smeared, the film is not as reflective anymore. The resin frame dried much better, and the film is more secure on it as well. The resin also added a nice weight to the frame, so I'll definitely be going with these. For the rest of her accessories, I decided to recolor some Monster High jewelry I have left in my stock box. I start by painting them white, and then going over them with some more neon paints. Last accessory is going to be her shoes. I really wanted to try making some graphic spray paint design shoes like these. I chose these electrified Dracula heels as a base, and I start by painting them white with acrylic paint. When they were dry, I used my neon acrylics to paint on some fun designs all over the heels. As I've been working on these dolls, I've asked some of my followers on Instagram to help me with naming them. They all ended up with plant names, which I swear wasn't intentional, but now I'm just kind of going with it. I've already decided to call this character Aspen. So far so good. To make it look more graphic, I went back and outlined all the color designs with black acrylics. I also add some paint drips and outline the buckles and studs to make them metallic later. Finally, to make it look like miniature spray paint murals, I use a larger paintbrush and some watered down black paint to create paint splatter effect all over the shoes. For final details, I added some silver paint on top of the buckles and studs, and then I sealed the entire shoe with a layer of matte Mod Podge. I really like how these turns out, and they look so much better than I was expecting. I've already dressed her off camera. Now all she needs is her wig. I created this braided look with a rainbow ombre for Aspen, inspired by this look I found on Pinterest. To make sure that this video wasn't too long, I filmed the tutorial for her wig as a separate video, which you can check out here, or you can click on the link in my description box below. Let's give her sunglasses, and now she's ready. So, what did you think of Aspen's custom? I haven't decided on an official name for this group as yet. Let me know if you have any ideas for them in the comment section below. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and be sure to check out my Instagram for more. Until next time, bye!